My name is Gabrielle Storke, and this is Gooru. So Gooru is a resource founded by Johns Hopkins for teachers and students to organize class info, view assessments, and take notes. You can find it at Gooru.org, and it is actually free, which is great. So Gooru is used for sharing lesson materials, notes, and assessments, as well as a place to access originally made materials for teachers and students, and then share them over a public domain. How it's used is teachers and students can make an account. So up here you would sign up. I've already made an account just for the purposes of this video. It's used entirely online, and teachers can broadcast lessons and assessments once they've made that account and given their students a class code. It's also a really great way to do formative assessments because teachers can see how students are doing and give them assessments, kind of alter things that they're broadcasting and showing students as they're going along. So I'll go ahead and log in to show you guys how it works. I've already made an account, so I'm going to log in, and when you first make your account it'll take you to this page and you can create a classroom. So I've just made a class called Senior Methods. This is my student code that you can give to students so they can access your class as well, and then I'm just going to click on Teach. So this is my course map that I've already made. It'll be empty when you first open it up, obviously. Over here is on the left hand side in the blue is the name of my class, again the student code, and then down here is my course map data, so assessments that students have taken, teams, which is where you can allow other teachers to access what you've made, and then classroom information. And then up here as well is a drop-down menu where you can view the different classrooms that you have. So I just have this one class, which is Senior Methods. If you click Edit Content on the right-hand side, this is where you can make your units. So in the editor, you can click plus to make a new unit, or down here is just big, create new unit. So I've made a few units in here just as examples. After you create the unit name, you can go inside the unit and make lessons. So down here, create new lesson. I've made 2 lessons on A&M football and A&M traditions. Within my football lesson, I can add resources. So if you go down here, if you click New Collection, A&M quarterbacks, if I create that, I can go in and add a resource. So a resource is anything from a web page to video, interactive website, audio, image, text. And then I can also create a question or just a place for students to take notes. I'm just going to go back into my unit. So that is how to create a collection. And then you can also create assessments, which is a really great feature. If I click New Assessment, I'll just call it Test 1. Then within the test you can put the subject and framework, the depth of knowledge that you're wanting them to demonstrate, and then just go ahead and create a question. So if I click New Question, I have all of these options for types of questions that I can create. And then once you've selected which kind of question you want to make, you will just fill out all the information, select the correct answer, and then whether you want students to be able to see the right answer after they've answered the question or the whole test, they can go back and review their answers. You can give them the choice to do that. So those are the 2 options within making a lesson, making a collection or an assessment. I'm going to go ahead and go back and show you guys how that works once you've created it. So if you go up here back to Classrooms and Senior Methods, I have my units again. If I click on Agriculture, in here I have my lesson and my assessment. So if I click on A&M football, I've attached an informational, it's actually a document, an HTML on A&M players. So after my students, for example, have reviewed the A&M players and different information I've taught about Aggie football, they can take this assessment. This little button says Go Live, and in here I can see how students are answering, when they are, what questions they're looking at, and how much they're getting right, which is a really great way to just see how students are doing. You can go back to my course map up here and take the assessment. So this is how it looks when you've started it. Question, answer, you just go ahead and click in your answers. Just a 2-question test that I made, and then you can submit it. And you can see how you've done it if the teacher gives you that option. And then your right answer is also if you can see the key. As a teacher, I can see the key, but my students may not be able to. They can just see their score after they've finished. So if I go back to course map, like I said, down here is the data. So after my students have taken assessments, I can see how they're doing, what they've viewed, and which questions are getting wrong, different kinds of graphs and things like that. And then classroom information just shows me who is in my class, and if I need to remove anyone, trade around, edit information up here. So yeah, that is Gooru. And once you've made your class, you can also go up here to featured courses and see other things that teachers have created. And then in my profile, I've also just copied over some people's units, like sixth grade world history or modern world 2, and I can go in, I can use those assessments and collections. Why I chose this was I just really need resources for my first year of teaching, and so this is a great way to access resources and store them, have your students access them. It can really support the classroom in and outside.